Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is how the lunar eclipse in Pisces is impacting you specifically. Life is about to test how bad do you actually want that life you've been dreaming of. Will you actually make it happen when that second chance presents itself? I promise I'll explain this more in depth in your horoscopes. All right, babe, fix your attention span for just 1 second. Go grab some notes. I need you to understand what this eclipse is actually doing. On the night of August 27th, going into August 28th, we have a lunar eclipse in Pisces. Now, this is an out of sign eclipse, meaning the nodes have already left Virgo and Pisces, which is why I see this less as the beginning of some giant new story and more of like an aftershock of a story that's already clearing out. This eclipse is clearing out the spiritual, emotional, and unconscious behaviors that you just can't take with you into this next chapter. And honestly, sometimes you just need to off and let the universe do its thing, because it has a better plan for you than the one you're obsessively trying to manifest right now. And I get it, change is scary. When you don't know what's on the other side of a plan, your brain immediately starts filling in the blanks with everything that could go wrong. But uncertainty does not mean danger. Take a moment, settle the nervous system. You are safe to walk through this threshold. It's just change. Now, this eclipse may actually bring something from the past back around. Think back to March 2026. What happened? What decision did you make? What did you ignore? What did you learn the hard way? What didn't work out? Something connected to that storyline resurfaces now. Could be a person, an opportunity, a conversation, a dream. And I'll get into the specifics of what that is for you in your sign by sign horoscopes. Point is, you weren't ready then. You needed to learn some lessons first. And now life is handing you the opportunity to try again, but this time with better judgment, with stronger boundaries. And now you have this wisdom that you only have because you lived through the consequences the first time. And you'll know when it's your second chance. You'll know when it's happening. It's like something unexpectedly falls into your lap. And there's this weird feeling of, oh, this is my comeback. But listen, know the difference between a second chance and a second test. A second chance gives you the opportunity to do something differently. Whether something is a second chance or a second test depends entirely on you, and if you're still willing to abandon yourself to get everything you want. A second chance requires a different version of you. You have to be different this time around for it to work. Otherwise, it's not a second chance, it's a rerun of the same bull. And that's why when it spends this energy trying to manifest or control exactly what happens next, eclipses are unpredictable and they are a fated time. Plans change, weird conversations happen, opportunities appear unexpectedly, something can suddenly leave, and something new can suddenly take its place. This is more of a receive and respond type of eclipse. Let life reveal the information first. You also may feel incredibly spiritually tapped into this eclipse. Dreams can become louder, your intuition becomes stronger. You could feel more tired and fatigued if you're sensitive to the energy. You could feel restless, emotional, anxious, and that's because you can sense that something is changing and you're waiting to actually see the change with your own eyes. Again, breathe and settle the nervous system through that anxiety. You're going to be okay. It's just a threshold. You're safe to walk through it. It's just change. So let yourself release what needs to leave. Let yourself receive what unexpectedly returns. And most importantly, don't be afraid of empty space, of that in-between period. That period is not actually empty. You're not actually lost. This period is full of potential. All right, let's get into your sign by sign horoscopes. As always, watch for the rising sign first and foremost, and then you can watch for your sun and moon sign for more intuitive messages. Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Karma's coming full circle. Think back to March 2026. Something involving career, business, reputation, responsibility, your long-term direction. All that taught you a lesson the hard way. Maybe you accepted an opportunity that seemed all good and glittery, and then it wasn't. Maybe you ignored your intuition about your professionalism. Maybe you chased a version of success that tired you out. Or maybe you were too scared to go after a dream. You've already experienced the consequences of that choice. twice. And now a similar opportunity or responsibility or idea could circle back around. A professional connection could circle back around. And you may get another chance to pursue it. Except this time you're much more clear on what it looks like to build the success, to maintain the reputation and the abundance. This isn't about being afraid of making another mistake. You have better judgment now. You have a better idea of what goes into this now. So yeah, make some room for success. Give yourself a second chance. Give the opportunity a second chance. You are much more in alignment with it now. Got a card on that. You got the card 999. It says your current circumstances are ending, opening the door to a better opportunity. You are facing significant change, and I'm sure you have felt this, Gemini. Make room for new experiences. Like, don't be afraid to try new things, create, experiment, play. Have a little fun when it comes to career. That's something that I love about Gen Z specifically, is like nothing's that serious and they don't take their job too seriously and they invite people to add fun and whimsy into the workplace. I think Gemini, you could do that too. Obviously maintain your professionalism, but I do think that career is becoming more fun. Now, when it comes to your home, your family, your emotional foundations, there's a level up happening here, and things could be shaking up first before it levels up. And things could also move quickly. Like, you might get the opportunity to move and then boom, you have to move in a couple weeks. Or maybe you get like a new family member and boom, we have to adjust to that. Maybe you get a dog or a pet or something and you're quickly having to adjust to that. And at first, maybe it feels like life just handed you more work, but don't mistake the growing pains for a wrong turn. I think what feels a little challenging now ultimately gives you more freedom later on, or gives you more happiness, more peace, more stability. So keep pushing forward. There's a reward at the end of this. Remember that eclipse in Leo a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I have videos and horoscopes about that if you want to check that out later. But that really lit up like your ideas, your voice, your skills, your education, your communication styles. A new skill that you're learning could become a major source of positive momentum. But again, it needs room to be fun. Sometimes learning new things can feel a little annoying because we're not like good at it yet, because we're learning, but make it fun, Gemini. Say the thing, write the post to social media, take the class, share the idea, follow your curiosity, follow what lights up your brain. I think your joy is trying to give you information on where to go next. And I feel like you haven't been trusting your joy, you haven't been trusting your passion or your skills, and you need to have that confidence and that trust. Aw, you got the card Nest. An emotionally secure and loving family. I told you your family's leveling up. I wonder, some of you can have like children and grow your family, potentially. Now you need to trust your intuitive downloads, Gemini. More than any other sign, you right now are so tapped in. Things are probably happening in your life and you're like, I knew that was going to happen. I had an inkling that that was going to happen. So start trusting your intuition. And I think you can use that intuition to sort of figure out what to do next. Like, you might have an unusually strong sense of like, I should go this way or I should do this next. You could even be changing your appearance and like showing up different in your own life, and that's fun and fine too. Ooh, a card did flip. You got the card The Candle, and this says you will be shown the way. Like, Gemini, if you believe in like ancestors, guides, angels, God, whoever you believe is that like bigger force out there guiding you, I truly believe they are loud AF right now. Hi, my name is Nia. I've been a professional astrologer for the last 7 years, and if you're ready to take your astrology knowledge to the next level, I'd love to teach you everything I know. I'm launching on the School app on September 8th. Join the waitlist if that's something you're interested in. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. Libra, sun, moon, or rising. Karma's coming full circle. Let's think back to March 2026. Something involving work, health, routines, responsibilities, pets, the service you provide to others, or just the amount of pressure you've been carrying. All that taught you a hard lesson during that time. Maybe you were overcommitted, maybe you were ignoring your exhaustion, maybe you stayed in a work situation that was draining the life force out of you. You kept wanting to be useful to everyone else while quietly running yourself to the ground. You've already experienced the consequences of that pattern, the karma of your people pleasing. And now something similar could pop up to sort of test you to see if you're really ride or die for yourself. That same responsibility could land on your plate again. Maybe it's an old job, a client returning, someone saying, hey, I need your help again. But you already know that this does not sustain you. So why would you sacrifice yourself to maintain it? Just because you're capable doesn't mean someone else can't do it. You're not a unicorn. You already know what happens when your entire life is just a list of obligations. It's not fun. It's not fun. And Libra, you're Venusian. You're here for some fun. Get a card on that. Ooh, you got the card 1144. This says love, joy, and new happiness are just around the corner. What's coming to you is beyond anything you've imagined. And I think a rare opportunity to encounter some like-minded people will take you far. Now, Libra, you are going through a very invisible level up. Like other people might not be able to see it, but you can feel it. You can see it. And I feel like you're learning to sit with the more uncomfortable parts of yourself, like your uncomfortable thoughts and emotions and feelings. And the level up is in how you respond to those. Keep going. The reward is that you are no longer controlled by your own subconscious and unconscious patterns. I feel like Libras also, if you've been in this process of sobering up, that is also being rewarded as well. If you've been in this process of working on your mental health, that'll also be rewarded as well. And this could also be a time where that stuff could be shaken up. So don't freak out. Just seek help if you need help. You got the card Mountain Road, and it says you are on the road to success. Remember that eclipse in Leo a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I have a whole video about that for your sun. You can check that out. But that ignited your friendships, your communities, your online spaces, your audience, your long-term goals and ambition. I feel like people are coming in to simply open the door for you. So don't try to define relationships too quickly. Just kind of let people come in and open those doors and see where things go. Keep this area of your life light and curious and playful. Libra, also trust your intuitive downloads, especially when you feel called to travel or study something, or maybe you're feeling called to teach, write, publish, or explore a spiritual path. I feel like you're in this phase where you're done taking outsider opinions and thoughts to the point where it confuses your own internal voice. You are learning to trust your own internal voice. There's a lot of possibilities opening up for you as well, and that could be sometimes confusing. We're like, which way do we go? And that's why it's important to kind of trust yourself and hear your own voice. And if you need to spend some time alone and kind of get away from people for a second so that way you can hear that, do that. Let's get a final card. Ooh, you got the card 3333. It says the challenges you're facing will fade away. Your guardian angels are encouraging you to stay positive, and your luck will take a turn for the better. Harness your magnetic energy and be mindful not to let your ego take control. Hi, my name is Nia. I've been a professional astrologer for the last 7 years, and if you're ready to take your astrology knowledge to the next level, I'd love to teach you everything I know. I'm launching on the school app on September 8th. Join the waitlist if that's something you're interested in. Hopefully I'll see some of you there. Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. Karma's coming full circle. Think back to March 2026. Something involving money, income, spending, possessions, resources, self-worth, your talents, your skills. All of that maybe taught you a hard lesson around that time. Maybe you were underestimating your value. Maybe you were accepting less than you deserved. Maybe you made a financial decision that you were regretting later. Maybe you were pouring time, energy, and resources into something that just wasn't giving back. You've already experienced the consequences and karma of those decisions you made. And now I feel like an old financial opportunity could return. Don't be tempted though to undervalue that same talent and gifts that you have. Maybe you mishandled an investment or your finances in some type of way, and you might get another chance to grow that. And don't fumble the bag this time. Settle your nervous system, calm yourself before you get spend happy. Sometimes when we don't believe that we deserve the abundance or we don't know how to hold the abundance, we give the abundance away as quickly as it came in. And this might be where you're getting a second chance to correct that. I feel like Aquarius had some expensive lessons. It's time to build a new relationship with money. One where you don't waste it, and one where you're not trying to constantly prove your worth. Let's get a card on that. Ooh, Ooh, I know my Aquarius cousin is feeling clocked. Okay, 0110 is your card. It says you are blessed with unique talents and skills. We literally just talked about this. So embrace what makes you different. That is key to a successful path. And trust that your dreams are becoming your reality. Stand tall and go after what you desire. Love that. I'm telling you, Aquarius, you're gonna get the bag this time and you're not gonna fumble it. We're putting that out there into the universe. Now, when it comes to trust, vulnerability, financial responsibility, your willingness to share and collaborate and work with people, that could become more serious. That could also get a shakeup. I think you might be healing your sense of intimacy and your sense of trust with people. You might be investing in yourself more or investing in your skill sets. You could also be handling a lot of negotiations privately. And yes, all of that could feel uncomfortable at first. It's something you have to learn, especially if you're a woman. It is super important that you learn how to negotiate because us women get underpaid and lowballed all the time, unfortunately. So we have to learn to advocate for ourselves. We have to learn to say no when deals are. I also feel like you are healing your level of hyper independence, and I think you need to learn to mesh and bond with people again. I think you relate. Aquarius, I feel like you're getting ready to either deepen a relationship or open yourself up to a relationship again. And I know you might be hearing that and you might be thinking, oh, I'm not ready, but there's like a lesson and a level of healing that has to do with intimacy and bonding with people that can only be done with another person. Oh, that went flying. Dolphin came out. This says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. Love that. Period. Maybe some of you have some good karma coming from March 2026. Remember that eclipse in Leo? Yeah. I have a whole video on that if you want to check that out for your sign. But Aquarius, I feel like your relationships should be bringing light back into your life. And I think for a while, relationships kind of stole your light. So that's why it sounds a little scary. But the universe is trying to send you romance, partnerships, collaborations, business partners, clients. Those important like one-on-one connections could be a major source of positive momentum for you. So that's why you have to like be brave and step into that space again. And this time, like, approach relationships differently. Go after a different type of person. Like, step out of that comfort zone so you can rewrite that story. Let yourself be surprised and let people surprise you. Go flirt. Go date, accept the invitations, stop being a homebody, stop hiding away from the world. You are allowed to enjoy connections, Aquarius. You also need to trust your intuition when it comes to expressing yourself, your identity, when it comes to things that make you happy and excited and creative and playful. Aquarius, you're meant to feel alive again. Creative like bursts and ideas could come out of nowhere. And I always say, like, if that creative idea comes at 3 a.m., like, you got to get your up and get to creating, you know? Like, we don't always like decide when that inspiration hits us. It hits us when it does. Let yourself have more fun too. Also, Aquarius, if you've been feeling like a creative block, I feel like sobriety is really important right now. Watch the smoking, the drinking, any type of like toxic fun or like toxic coping mechanism. We gotta check that. We gotta clock it. There's a card on that. Oh, okay. Aw, you got the card Caterpillar. It says things will not always be this way. A change is coming. You're going from caterpillar to butterfly. I'm excited for you, Aquarius. Ooh, you guys also got the card the Ring. It says a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. I'm telling you, partnerships is so important. It's key to building momentum in your life. Partners could be romantic, platonic, business, clients, any of those like one-on-one connections where you hop on a FaceTime call and you chat with somebody. Those types of relationships could be the ones really turning the wheel in your life right now. Hi, my name is Nia. I've been a professional astrologer for the last 7 years. And if you're ready to take your astrology knowledge to the next level, I'd love to teach you everything I know. I'm launching on the school app on September 8th. Join the waitlist if that's something you're interested in. Hopefully I'll see some of you there.